Herc Cut The Lights is one of the most talented producers in the game over the last couple of years, and we all know him for his unique sound and his production for the likes of blxckie, Pretty Ugly, Focalistic, amongst other artists. In this video, we're going to be looking at what makes his sound so unique and versatile, and how you can use some of those tricks to incorporate in your own production, starting with the song by blxckie called Whoa.
Tell me where you at, I'm on the way. It's been so long, I forgot.
Alright, as you can hear from that record we just played here now, there's a lot of R&B influence, and for the same vibe I also got like a guitar loop which is made by Frankie on the guitar. I think he used to be in Internet Money and shit. Awesome guitarist, and this is what it sounds like. Yeah, so if you want to make this type of style, you gotta have an awesome guitar that's playing. I didn't do anything, in fact, for this entire beat I only just played with frequencies in terms of EQ. I don't think I use any effects in any of these sounds, so yeah, I just kept them very bare. For the transition here, I have this riser, and then I got hi-hats, and then I also added a clap, which is like obviously. So yeah, those are the first sounds that I had, and then I just added more percussive stuff. I had the laser here, pretty interesting. Another percussion, which is like, I don't know, a certain type of rim, and then I have open heads here, pretty simple. And then lastly, feel a snare here at the end. So yeah, I have like 4 or 5 elements on percussion and type of stuff, and they're all playing in their own pockets. As you can see, none of them are clashing with any sound. As you can see, there's even a space here in between. I also have this 808 here, still from like Cody drum kit. Pretty basic. I just went ahead, followed the main root notes of the guitar, which you can always do by obviously using your ears to listen to what notes was played on the guitar, or you can find it by using an external app. Follow the same bass line when playing your 808s. And then the last sound here is like the kick. It's just following the 808s, but obviously, I mean, if you're playing a kick and the 808s at the same time, you gotta be very clever. Like, you can use reverse polarity here, so that you kind of reverse the frequencies. Try and make sure that nothing clashes. Yeah. So this is like the first section now of this record. It has that R&B type of stuff, and this is what it sounds like. All right, that's the first section. I also had like a Vox effect here, just for dramatic effect. But I didn't do anything other than just to chop up the sample in ways that I thought was interesting. I cut off some of the drums in certain parts to make it very interesting, and basically used these amount of sound, probably 12-13 sounds on this beat, to capture that same vibe. So yeah, that's pretty much done. It's the same beat, but I'm still gonna play it now, like a portion of it, probably until here, and then we can move on to the next one. All right, moving on to beat number 2, and for this beat we're gonna be taking inspiration from a song called Botsotso.
7 liter, trying to make the meter, let my cheetah for my cruiser.
Now, as you can hear from this record, Botsotso, you got that gassy sound, and for the same vibe, what I did is I used some of the free plugins here that I had at the time, and I started with this sound here on GMS, which is called Diablo, and this is what it sounds like. So to kind of capture that spaghetti sound, I followed up with this GMS sound too, which is like a synth 12, and this is what it sounds like. And then followed up with some percussions. For the percussions also, like what I did is I think I put a delay on that. Yeah, I think I had like EQ, then some delay. You already know I already messed with the time here just to give it that bouncy vibe. More percussive stuff. That spaghetti open heads, you already know it. I followed up with this rim here. And then I'm a piano shaker, edit the vibe. You already know I got the crash. For the dramatic, I got this effect. Oh, lastly, also like I had this sound there, which is like from my piano shade. Drum roll. You already know it. And this is what the first section sounds like. So yeah, I also had the vocal here. Forgot to mention. Has a delayed vocal as well there. And then just to bring in the drop now. So I took the synth here, which I made before. Like I changed the melody up a little bit. So I changed it up for the bounce. Kept the same percussive stuff that I had in the beginning, the rim, the spaghetti open heads, but I added this drum loop. Yeah, I also added that. There's still a shaker, and then obviously the last sound is not the last sound, but the main sound is lock drum. Just keep it quite a vibe. It's, you know how we do it in South Africa. I got this Vox here. So what I did here with the rest of the beats is I stretched it up. I took sections. I went very creative with what I was doing. But these are the main sounds that I had to use in order to create that same inspiration that comes from that Pretty Ugly song. I'm gonna play the beat so you can hear how it sounds, and then we can move on to the next one. Now we're gonna move on to the last beat, which inspired by the song called ntjaka.
In a push, bust up for the hot.
Right. For this record, I actually made a sample. You guys know I make samples. So I made this guitar sample back in the day. I used Omnisphere for the guitar. So started with this melody which I made, and this is what it sounds like. That's the melody, and then send it to my boy Shadi, who added some drums. So only a few sounds that we used there, didn't go crazy. Started with this 808, yeah. Got the rim snare, yeah. And then you got this crazy hi-hat pattern. As you can see, like, look at the velocity here. So you gotta make sure like you make it very interesting. I'm not saying do too much, but like make it very interesting. And this is what it sounds like. Just kept it like that. We also added like a flute here from Hypersonic. This is like a flute tremolo. There's also kicks. We added like an open hats here as well. Yeah, basically that's the last sound. So that's the inspiration we took from that song. Made this very, you might say it's a simple beat, but it has a lot of character and a lot of bounce in it. So those are some of the things that you can do, like make an awesome guitar sample. You can actually even stretch this to make it sound very different. We went with this type of sound for this beats, and this is what it sounds like.